Come and sew with me. Let's get social. You know it ain't that hard to do. Let's get social.
Hello, happy Friday. Happy Friday. Welcome to Let's Get Social Live Sew Along. And today, excuse me, we're going to be doing Butterick 6756, and we're going to be doing View B, which is this jumpsuit. I'm very excited about it. I am doing it in this green, this green silky tight fabric that I have bought a long time ago, back when I was going to do Beyonce's, two-piece silky. So I bought like this green, I bought like a blue, I bought a couple of different colors and never did it. So I was like, you know what? We're going to do it. We're going to do this jumpsuit. So first things first, open up my instructions. Y'all know I love a good set of instructions, or just a set of instructions. They don't even have to be good, just instructions. Okay, so we're doing the pants, but the bodice on the top. So there's two different, there's a dress and there is a jumpsuit. The top is the same in both. So we are going to start with the bodice. We're going to do a stay stitch around the collar, from the right to the center. Oh, is it not doing that? Yes, from the right to the center, from the left to the center, or actually what it's telling us, from the center to the right, from the center to the left. And then we're going to do that on pattern piece number 2, which is the back piece. And then on the front piece, we are going to do the front edge. We're going to do a stay stitch on the front edge. So let me get pattern piece number 1 and 2 out. And, oh, this is number 1. So this is piece number 1. Hey, Aisha. Hey, Sebs. Welcome. And here's piece number 2. Let me take the rest of these and I'm going to put them down. You know what's so crazy? I love, 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 love having this ironing space right here. Like, this is the best thing I could have done for myself. I should have been did that. I should have been. Plug my phone in. Recharging it. Okay. So remove all of this, my sash. The other thing that I am going to be doing is I'm going to be using my pinking shears and quickly pinking all of these pieces too. So FYI. So tell me, what are y'all working on? And are y'all loving this crazy, hey Diane, are y'all loving this crazy weather? Like, literally, I just told somebody earlier today, literally in the last 24 hours, we have had rain, sleet, snow, 80-degree weather and 20-degree weather. Like, and today is 50 degrees and windy. Like, I'm like, oh my goodness, this weather is crazy. And then they talking about on Sunday, at least the last time I checked, they're talking about that we're going to get like more the same, rain, sleet, snow kind of situation. I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, the last 24 hours has been a little scary. And the wind has not been a joke. It's been just like ready to push you over kind of wind. So yeah, it's been an interesting 24 hours here. Luckily the snow didn't stick, but because that was that wet snow. It was that wet, thick. It would have been had it stuck, but it didn't. But yeah, how are y'all enjoying the weather? And y'all see those like golf ball size snow, hail in, I think it was Illinois or Indiana, one of those states, maybe both of them. It's been crazy. It's been crazy. Yeah, been so crazy. Yeah, I might not pink all of this. I can see right now this is taking longer than I want to spend. I thought it was going to be, you know what I need to pull? I have some, like a roller pink. Um, I haven't used it, but it probably would be so much faster than doing this. I might just have to serge it. I was trying not to have to serge this, but I think I'm going to have to serge it. I'll pink this one and then I won't do the rest. I'll just serge it, pull out the serger. The other thing is when I'm pinking it, I'm cutting off all my dang on notches. So that was a waste, cutting them dang on notches. Actually, some of them is still there. So I think. So on Monday, Shamir and I will be back and we are going to be finishing up our coat. I just have to close the bottom of mine. I've done everything else. The only thing about this, what I'm realizing about this wool is that, oh, you need to keep a lint roller in your pocket. Somebody told me that, but I think with my other wool, because it's black, I don't really notice the lint. Or I don't know, maybe it just doesn't collect lint. Maybe all wool is not created equal. But this right here, and maybe because it's in this room with all of this thread and sewing stuff, so that could be it too. But I'm like, I feel like I can't brush it enough because it's like just retaining every piece of lint in this room is on that coat. Every piece of thread, every piece of fabric, every little scrap, it is on that coat somewhere. I'm like, dang. Also, I pressed the hell out of that coat and it doesn't even look like it. So I don't know. I took it off of the dress form for a minute and it just wrinkled up. You'd have thought I balled it up. Nope, I did not. Okay, let's see. I think I have done it all. Nope, just one little piece. And then that's it. So we won't be doing this for the rest of it, because that just took way too long. Way too long. And I gotta put my damn notches back in. Some of them anyway. Because I just cut some of them off. All right, so there's that. We did one pinking of the back. We won't be doing the rest. But what I will do is I will press this out. I will press it out so that it could at least look halfway decent. front camera. Okay, I don't know what happened. I don't know why my camera blacked out, but we're back. Hopefully that wasn't like that too long. Okay, so here is the neck. And literally what I'm going to do is go from the middle out and then the middle out to that end. Let's get social. It's nothing that makes you happier than to go into your box of thread and realize that you have a thread that matches perfectly. That's like such a great feeling. All right. I have been sewing quite a bit lately. Quite a bit. I usually only sew on Fridays and then some cleanup on Saturdays, maybe. Like if I don't finish or I need to do some adjustments. But I made this top right here. I was like y'all probably saw it. I was on Instagram and I was like, oh, that's so cute. I'm going to make that. And I sure did make it. No pattern, just rectangles. It's like, okay. And then I already had the skirt made out of the same fabric. I think it's made out of the same fabric. Maybe not. Maybe it's not. I need to press it though. Okay. If I can get this thing in here. Okay, here we go. Let me just wipe this out while I'm in here. Oh, look at all that dust in here. All right, I think we are good to go. I can get this thing back on here. All right, there we go. That's in there. And now we just got to thread our needle. And there we go. All right, now we're ready. Ready to get sewing. And I'm going to put this stay stitch in. And I'm putting the stay stitch in. Did it tell us? Usually it's in the seam allowance. And it doesn't say, but I'm doing it in the seam allowance. So I'm going to do it like, seam allowance is 5/8. So I'm going to do it at like 3/8. And again, we're starting in the middle and going towards the edge. Here we go. All right, and now I'm going to do the other way. All right, that's done. Around the neck, little stay stitch. All right, and now that was your piece number 2, which is your back, and this is your front, and you have 2 pieces for the front. It's the crossover, and we're going to do a stay stitch down the part that goes like this. So I am just going to quickly press them. I should have pressed this fabric before I cut it, but because I have a feeling some of these measurements, some of these are going to be a little bit off because the fabric was not pressed. It was a little wrinkled, but it'll be all right. It will be all right. All right, and so now I'm going to do my stay stitch, and it wants to go from the bottom to the top is what it wants us to do. So that this edge right here, I'm going to go from the bottom to the top. And let me make sure I know which one is the top and which one is the bottom. Nope, wrong. Holding it the wrong way. This is the right way. So it's going to go from here up. And I'm doing that in the seam allowance as well. Of an inch is what I'm doing. I'm excited to see what this is going to look like when I finish. I'm very excited to see. All right, let me do the same thing with this one. Okay, here we go. Bottom to the top. extended the legs also by a couple inches, just because I want this to drag on the floor. So when I wear my heels, I wear my 4-inch heels with it. It'll be right at the bottom of my heels. All right, so we have done that. Okay, so that's done. Stay stitches in place. Now it says with right sides together and the raw edges even. It wants us to pin the front and back at the side seams. So here's our back piece. Right here, right sides facing. Hey, Tadri. And here are front pieces. Let's see. This piece is going to go over here. By the way, I cut a size 14. And the side seam is literally this little piece right here. It's the side seam. It's a FYI. It's a little. Ty Drew, what you working on? Thank you. Oh, look, it's a mess. It's like my little bangs I had curled. I did just wash it with the purple shampoo though the other day to give it the little shine. All right. Did they say just side seams? We're not doing across the top? Let's see. Okay. So they want us to do side seam, and then they want us to do a narrow hem around the cuff. And then the top. It did, right? It did, really did. I'm thinking about, every time I think about getting it cut again, I'm like, my little bob that I had. My hair is definitely thicker than it was. It's gotten the thickness a little bit back to it because it was thinning out. But of course, I'm wearing my buns again, which is what I was told, like broke my hair off to begin with. I do take it out at night though, before I lay down. So that should help. But my hair does grow really fast. It always has. Always. That's one of the things that I hated when I used to color my hair before I started. That was one of the reasons why I stopped coloring my hair, because it used to grow so fast. It felt like the day after I colored it, this silver would be peeking right out. Because I wore my hair, the last color that I had in my hair was black, basically. And it would just be peeking right out like the silver. And I just couldn't take it anymore. The pandemic gave, like, working from home, I was like, you know what? I ain't having no meetings. Like, we're not really getting on camera like that. I went on ahead and got some braids at first, and then I just let it grow out. Then I cut it off. I think that's how the story went. I have to go back and look at the pictures. But anyway, 5/8 of an inch seam allowance is what we're doing. And we're only doing the side. past that. And we're going to do the other side. Let me just see this out. Yep, that's what they did. Okay. Now we're going to do the other side. Same thing. Okay. I see you got you're going live now on YouTube on, what is it, Mondays or Tuesdays or Thursdays? Tell me which day. I can't remember now. Going around this little curve. All right, there we go. So we got the front pieces on. And the next thing it's telling us to do is to do a narrow hem around the cuffs, which are going to be these pieces right here. So this is the side seam that we did half of the sleeve, and then it's telling us to do a narrow hem around this part. So that is what we are going to do. But is it telling us to, yeah, we're going to press this open first, and then we're going to do that narrow hem. Thursdays at 7:30 now. Okay, still on Thursdays, but at 7:30. Okay, I knew I saw something. I was like, oh, I thought it was the day was changing, but I remember Thursdays was the original day. Okay. And I actually have my rolled hem foot out, so I'm going to use that, I think. I'm going to use that. All right. Is this like, nope, that's fine. Okay, well. I'm actually going to cut this piece right here to make it line up with this piece. Because, of course, it's not. It's just a little bit off. And I don't like that. The best way to fix it is to take these pinking shears and just cut off this tiny little piece on the sleeve. So when I roll it, and actually what's crazy is If I would have realized this was a rolled hem, I wouldn't even had to paint this part because it's going to be fully enclosed. All right, there we go. So now these two pieces fit perfectly. Then let me just, so I'm about to, I think I'm going to try to use my rolled hem foot to what I think will be faster. I think that'll be faster. This is the one I'm going to use. Number 66. Let's see, we'll try it on this one side, and if it works, then yay. And if it doesn't work, then we won't do it for the other side. Okay. All right, here we go. And I need to make sure that I'm putting it in the right way. Nope, this way. All right, I'm gonna let y'all see it when it's done. Y'all can let me know what you think. Now let's see if this seam can go through here without giving me too much trouble. It's giving me trouble. Let's see if I can work through it. All right, I think I got it. Hey, Dee. All right, so this is what it looks like. Y'all can see that. And this is with the other side. So I didn't do a double rolled hem. It didn't say double roll. It just said, oh, it is a double rolled hem. So anyway, I'm going to do it again. But that's what the one side looks like. So I'm just going to press it. D, what you working on? Anything in particular this weekend? Oh, wait a minute. I ain't even turn this over. What am I? Well, then, this is giving me a little hard time around this armhole, the circular part, but it's okay. All right, and I think this is the last little piece I need to press. All right. You worked on another clutch. I saw that. I saw your one clutch that you did the other week, and I thought it was so cute. The long hair. I can't remember the full name, but I thought it was really cute. Very stylish. All right, here we go. We're going to see if I can do this without switching my foot. Hopefully this will turn out exactly like we want it to. Let's see. All right, gotta get under there. And this is the little tricky part because it's where the armhole is. I'm trying to think I got it. I think I got it. Okay, let's see. And this part is a little bit tricky because got to make sure it doesn't bunch up underneath there. Yeah, this is tricky. And it's taking me much longer than I thought. Okay, it doesn't look bad. Doesn't look bad, but I gotta get this part right. The other side might look better because I'm gonna do it a little bit different. I'm gonna see how it looks once I press it out. Mm, 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 mm. All right, I think I got it. All right, this is not, I think, what I wanted, but it's what we got. Let me press it and see how it looks once it's pressed out. It's not too bad, at least not on that side. But the other side will look better, I can tell you that. I might even take this out, but I ain't doing it now. All right, let me show y'all. The inside actually looks better than the outside. That's the inside. Well, the side doesn't look good. This is the side that I might take out. But it doesn't look horrible. That looks good. Then this looks okay. But it's going to be all the way up my arm, so it's not going to be too bad. All right, I'm going to do the other side really quick. When I find it, here it is. All right, I got to do the same thing over here to make these sides even, I think. Let me see. They're not even. Because they might be. I feel like this side is actually even. It is. Okay. So I'm not going to paint this side. So I'm doing my rolled hem on the sleeve. By the way, this pattern is listed as a easy, and so far I would definitely agree with that. If you don't like using rolled hem, you can definitely do the double fold and then just do a top stitch. So you have that option. And I'm just at the seam right now, so I'm just trying to make sure the seam can get underneath there, and I can continue. I can continue my rolled hem without it getting caught up in there. think we did it. And there we go. And I'm just going to press this and then do another stitch. And I'm going to change my foot to my presser foot to a regular edge foot, just to make it easier, because I don't need the rolled hem foot anymore. I was just trying to save myself a little time and effort. Are you making a clutch for yourself, Dee, or are you making it for somebody else? You said whoever wants to buy. I know that's right. So somebody else. I hear you on that. All right. I wet my whole shirt up, but it's okay. Do this. And we're going to put this back at number 10. D. And then we're going to sew this. All right, here we go. Hopefully this is going to be a little bit easier. So far, so good. I might take the other side out, not on live, but after that, I feel like this is definitely making a difference. Yeah, I'm not going to speak prematurely, but I'm taking the other side out. All right, let me just show you this. This is even before I press it. I don't know if you can see it, but once it's dry, the threads will match. But see how much better that looks than the other side? This one looks so much better. So much better. All right, so now that we have these, oh man, you know what? because I'm not going to be able to take that out once I put this back in here. Let me see. Yeah, I'm just going to take this one little edge part out. Because I just realized once I sew it back in, that's it. I mean, once I put the shoulder seams together, then I'm going to have to take all of that out just to fix this, when I could just fix it real quick. Like, let me just fix this part right here. See how that is? Oh, you can't see, but type A in me wants it to be right. So I'm like, I could just pull it out, repress it. There we go. And it'll look so much better. So this is where you like, oh my goodness. When you use this matching thread, it's like you can't see it. All right, did that come out? Nope. So tomorrow, I mean, not tomorrow, Sunday, I'm going to see New Edition in Philly. I'm excited about that. I think I told y'all that already. They were sold out here in Baltimore on Valentine's Day, which I get it was Valentine's Day. So I'm going there. I'm looking forward to that. I think it's Boyz II Men New Edition, Tony Braxton. I think that's who it is. I gotta look. It's been so many weeks since I bought the dang on tickets. Ooh. All right, I think I got enough out. Oh, I still gotta get this. For whatever reason, this way I did this double stitch, something is still stuck in there and I can't see it because my vision is gotten terrible. So I can't see it. Now I want to put a hole in my dang on fabric because that would defeat the whole purpose. Hmm. Come on. What is happening? I can't get this out. All right, I think I got it. I think I found the thread. If I don't get it in the next 2 seconds, we're going to just... we are going to figure out something else. Why won't this come out? Is this it? This might be it. All right, maybe that was it. No. wish y'all could see this little piece while it's stuck. All right, there we go. Finally, what the heck? That was terrible. All right, finally came loose, see? All right, so, all right, that looks pretty good. So really what it is it's, so I just need to take out this curved part so that I can press it flat and then stitch it. And that's so it won't be uneven and wrinkly around the arm. Once I do that, then we'll be able to put the shoulders together. And the top will have been formed. I'm trying to think, oh, I can put it on that. Okay. I'll put it on a dress form so y'all can see what it looks like. All right, let me see, is that enough? Is that enough to make it? Yeah, I think that looks good. All right. This is why it's not good to be type A, because you just can't let stuff go. And of course, I want this to be not perfect, but I want it to be good. My mistake was using that, instead of using my edge foot, using the rolled hem foot. And it was hard to do the curve with that in place. But I was being lazy. And now the same time I would have spent changing out that foot, I'm spending picking this hem out. So lesson is, take your time and do it right the first time. That's my lesson anyway. I'm just taking out a couple more stitches till I get to this curved piece, so it won't be wrinkled. Almost there. Almost there. You said what you missed? Nothing. So you didn't miss nothing. There's a rolled hem around the sleeve, and I call myself thinking I'm saving some time and effort, and I double rolled it but didn't change my presser foot. I kept the rolled hem foot on, and it didn't lay flat, so it's kind of got these little wrinkles in it. So I'm taking it out because the other side I changed the foot and it laid out flat. So I'm like, you know what, it's bothering me, because I was going to do it later, but then I was like, you know what, I'll be putting the whole sleeve together, I have to take the whole sleeve back out. So I'm just taking it out to where these little, I don't know if you can see them, but where it's not laying flat. So I got like a couple more stitches to take out. And then I'm gonna put the shoulders together, and then we still have to hem the front pieces, which I'm assuming is probably going to be the next step. And then we'll be pretty much done the top. All right, I think that's good. This is not coming out. No, it's not. So the challenge, D, that I have is that my thread is the same color as the fabric, like exactly the same, which makes it so hard for somebody like me who can't halfway see to seam rip. Adopt this because I can't see the thread. Now I want to put a hole in my fabric. Ew. All right, I think that's it. I think I've done what I'm gonna do. I think I've done it. All right, just one more, and then I think I'll be okay. Why is this not coming out? Okay, there we go. That's out. All right. So I think that, ooh, did I see? I actually did do exactly what I didn't want to do. Now I'm mad. I'm gonna show y'all what I did. The thing I didn't want to do. See that? Can you see that? Maybe you can't see it, but anyway, I put a hole. It's not a hole, but I ripped one of the little seams, one of the threads of the fabric. All right, so now I'm about to iron this. Ooh, it's hot. All right, now I'm gonna use my presser foot and press this down, and it should be right where I want it to be. Bring this to the other side. Why is this not coming through? All right, I think that's good enough. Oh, that's 2. All right, I can't. I can't. Okay. All right, I think this is the best it's going to get, especially considering that I have pulled a piece of thread in there, but it does look better, at least the parts that I fixed. That part looks better. This part is where I pulled, I'm gonna cut those extra threads off, but I pulled a piece of the fabric. So once I get a little pair of scissors and cut all these little threads off, it won't look as bad, as noticeable. But it is there. And guess what? I'm not going to do nothing else about it because other than cut those little pieces of thread off. All right. So we got the arms done. And now it is time to I'm just cutting these little strings off. Okay. All right. So the next thing it tells us to do is it tells us to stitch the bodice front to the bodice back at the shoulder seams, 3/4. So back, front, and the seam allowance is important here because we're going to have a drawstring in there. So you do want to make sure that you don't have your seam allowance not be right for your shoulder seams. So 3/4. So 3/4 is the same thing as 6/8. FYI, you probably already know that. So it's going to be the line right past your 5/8. Okay, and now I'm going to do the other side. All right, I'm doing this one again, 6/8, so 3/4. Just making sure everything lines up the way it's supposed to. That was off. Why is it cute? All right. Hey, Terrence. Hey, Lala. Welcome. I know I done messed it up. It's already got the little kind of rip thing in it, but it's okay. It's okay. It is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, so here is what we got so far. I'll just show y'all if I can. That's right in the front, so I gotta look at it too. Okay, so this is what it looks like so far. This is my little sleeve I done messed up. You can't really see it from all the way over there, but I might do this whole sleeve, this whole part over because it's irritating me. Okay, anyway, the next thing that we are doing is we are going to form a casing. So remember I said we had to do that one side 6/8. It's a big seam allowance. You can't see it. Let me show you. Seam allowance is big, huge. See? So we are going to make a casing with it. So in order to be able to do that, we need to press it open. And then we're going to put that other stitch in there to create that casing. So I'm pressing this open now. And then we're going to put that stitch in on both shoulder seams because there will be a drawstring that will go in there. So I'm just pressing this open now to make it easier. there we go. One side done. I'm going to do the other side. Oh, happy birthday, Terrence. I hope you're doing something fun. Exciting. All right. So seam allowance is pressed open on both sides, and then we're going to do a stitch on both sides. Oh, that's one side, and here's the other side. So we're going to do a stitch there. Let me see what it's telling us. It is saying form casing for drawstring, press shoulder seam, open, turn under raw edge 1/4, press, stitch, close to inner pressed edge. All right, so we're going to do that really quickly, or maybe not quickly, but we're going to do it. Why? Because I don't want these seams to. Then again, part of me is like, nervous that I won't be able to get it through. It just seems like it's not going to be enough. I think I'm going to do this instead, and then just do a straight stitch all the way down. Because I don't trust folding it under that I'm going to have enough to get any kind of anything underneath there. All right, here we go. And we'll do this other side, and then I'm just going to do those 2 stitches. Do that and create that casing, and then I don't have to worry about it. Because I feel like 6/8 of an inch was not enough. It's not enough. All right, here we go. All right, so now I've already got them pressed flat. I'm just going to do the stitches, and then I'm not going to make the strings because that's going to take me forever, but I will make them afterwards. So I'll probably, or what I might do is instead of making strings, I might just use elastic. Is what I might do. That's the other. Oh, no. All right, here we go. So I'm basically creating a casing by putting a stitch at the edge of the seam allowance on both. On both sides. I am doing it on both sides. Okay. So there's that. There is that. Okay, here we go. Yeah, there's no way I would have been able to get a string in there. No way. Even turning it would have created challenges because it would have created bulk within the casing, I think. So this is so much better. Are you serious? I thought I cleared my fabric, but I just stitched over a small part. I'm like, no. Okay, I think that's it. All right, there we go. All right, let me put this back in here. All right, make sure it's all cleared. All right, here we go. All right, so all right, so I put one side in, and now I'm gonna do the other side. And then I just have to make sure that my fabric is not underneath, or we'll have the same problem we had the first time. All right, here we go. Yeah, this is definitely was the right choice. So if you're doing this, I would recommend that if you're going to do that fold under where you create the casing, I think you need more than, I think your seam allowance needs to be more than 6/8, in my opinion, but I would just make that part a little bit, just not even 5/8, like a fourth longer. So here's what it looks like. So this is the casing where I just cut it a little bit. So it's a little bit smaller. And here's the one where it was 6/8. So clearly I got a lot more room on that side. You're not going to really see that they're a little bit different because it's going to be scrunched up in the end. So It's not a huge deal that they're a little bit smaller, but I definitely feel like I can get a string, small string through there without difficulty. All right, so now I'm doing this side, and this time I'm gonna be extra careful not to get my fabric caught up underneath. And I'm very happy with the way that first one came out. So I think that was a good decision to not do the roll under or folded hem. All right, one side down, one to go. All right. Happened again. Oh, no, it didn't, but almost. All right, let me go this way. All right, we are almost finished creating this second casing on the second sleeve. All right, I think that looks pretty good. So the casing is in there. And again, this is going to be crinkled up. So you're not going to see, it doesn't matter that it's not like perfect because you're not going to see it. It's going to be, draw a string together. Okay, I'm not going to create the, I'm not going to create the strings right now. Because it will take me forever to make those little teeny strings and turn them. So I'm going to just sit in front of the TV and do it. But it says, let me see, they want us to do a piece of bias tape. And let's see, cut a piece of bias tape the length of the back neck edge plus 1/2 inch. Open out one fold of the bias tape. Pressing at the crease. Pre-shape to match the curve, and then press. And let me just see, is it covering? Nope, it doesn't look like it's covering the edge. And I want this tape bias to be the same as my fabric. So I'm going to grab a piece of scrap fabric. Okay. So I have a piece of the scrap fabric. Here's my salvage line. And hey, Anthony. Let me see if I have enough where I can create a piece of bias. Because I don't need a big piece. I just need a little piece. And I think I can make a piece that is okay. So let me try to see if I can. Yeah, 45-degree angle. I think it's like two. Before I do that, let me see how big of a piece I need. So it's gonna go around the back of the neck. Huh. I wonder if it wants it to go in here. Probably does. So let's see. I'll measure from here. Let's see this. Right there, back of the neck. 1. That's 7 inches. So it looks like it's just 7 inches. Let me just make sure. Yeah, it looks like it is just going in. Because I think that is going to go like that. So yeah, from the back of the neck. So it's going to cover this. So yeah, I'm going to make this bias tape, but I think I'm going to not be able to sew it all the way onto the ends until I create those until I create those strips, which I'm gonna do with, I think I'm gonna create them with this. I don't know, we'll see. It seems like this piece is what I should be creating with. Okay. Did that not cut that? No, it did not. Did it press down hard enough? What in the world? What is happening? Maybe it's too dull, or I need to get my mat cover mat. this one more time. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with that. It's not cutting it, but it's okay. It's giving me the line. It says single fold, so this is enough for single fold. All right, I'm creating. Okay, okay, D. Okay, thank you. All right, so I'm creating a piece of bias tape and to put around the neck. The potential challenge that I have is I don't think I can fully fix the bias tape on until I put the straps in, and it will take me forever to make those straps unless I'm trying to think of how I could do it without turning them, because turning them is what takes the longest. So I'm just folding both of the outer edges in. Then I'm going to fold it in half again. I feel like this might be too thin. Let's see. Yeah, I think this is going to be too thin. All right, let me do one more. All right, let's do one more. Because I want it to be right. This time I am going to, instead of just cutting it plain, I'm going to make it try to. Yeah, I feel like that's better. So this, I made it just a little bit wider to account for all the times I'm going to fold it, the edges in. All right, now and this bias tape is going around the neck. So if I was using a cotton fabric, I would probably just go ahead and use a pre-done bias. But because I'm using this silky type of fabric, I really want it to match. So that's why I'm taking the extra time to do it with this, to create this bias. All right. So now I did one side. Now I'm going to press down the other side. And then once I press this other side down, then I'm going to fold it in half with both of the raw edges to the center. Yeah, this feels like much better. And the last fold is folding all the pieces, folding both pieces. It's coming along pretty good. I'm very happy with it. It's not too thick, not too thin. I think it's going to be the perfect. Perfect width. All right, this is looking really good. I'm very happy with it. Oh, tell them I said hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Okay, so just gonna let this sit here so it can cool off. But here is our bias tape. I'm not gonna open it yet because it's still hot, but hopefully that won't give me any problems when it comes time to sew it on. And okay, so I'm gonna skip this. I'm gonna skip attaching the bias tape to the neck part. Yes, I'm gonna skip that for now, and then I'm gonna go straight to. We still have to finish the front seam, so I'm gonna go right to that part. So here's our shirt right now, and we're gonna basically turn down these front parts that are raw edges, and we're going to finish those. So it's basically telling us to do another double fold. So we're going to do that. And this is actually a little bit easier to do because we already have a stay stitch at the bottom on this part. So literally the stay stitches, we could just, that's our first fold right there. So I'm just going to press that down. Let me move my bias tape out the way. Here's our bias tape. I don't want it to get too, look at it, it's already trying to open up. I'm going to have to put something on this. All right. So we are going to press this under at the stay stitch, and then we're going to press it under again. It's a lot of pressing with this top. I find that steam makes it actually presses better without the steam for this fabric. As much as I want to do it, I feel like it does better without it. All right, I put the first one in. Now I'm going to fold it again. And we're going to press it again. And then we'll stitch. We'll stitch this. All right. Now I'm going to press this. I'm going to do an edge stitch on this. But I can't do that. That's going to be tricky. Okay, you know what? I can do this because the drawstring does not have to come to the edge. I can just stick it in there. All right. All right, here we go. We are doing our stitch. And I'm just also pulling it a little bit just to make sure the fabric lays flat. All right, we are almost finished the first edge. Okay, this is looking pretty good. I don't know if y'all can see that. And once I press it, I think it'll lay pretty flat. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Probably do need to put some steam in this for that part, but I'll do that later. All right, now I'm gonna do the other side. All right. Now on this side, let me just see. Okay. We're gonna do the same thing. Press that stay stitch under and then fold it again. It's a lot more pressing than I thought it was going to be, for sure. So while it is rated an easy pattern, it does take a little bit of time because of all of the pressing that is involved. And this particular fabric, it does fray, so I definitely have to do these double folds. Otherwise, it's the first wash is going to be having fallen apart. So I'm doing my second fold right now, pressing it. I'm also tucking in all those raw frayed edges too, so they could just get sewn right up in there. Okay. So I feel like we got what we need. Now we're going to press this. Now we're going to keep saying press. Now we are going to stitch this down. Just rethreading my needle. All right, here we go. Coming along, it's coming along, it's coming along. All right, you've gotten both of these done. I'm just gonna press this. Gotta get some more water. And I'm just thinking about how I can potentially create those drawstring. Oh yeah, I lied. The steam is working really well with that, laying that down nice and flat, even though it's getting my shirt wet. All right, so we got our fronts done, pressed, and let's see. So actually, this is everything that we need to do for the top, except for put our strings in and put our bias tape on, which where's the edge of the bias tape going? Did they roll it up underneath there? Yes, I think it did. I think it rolled it right under there. Oh no, you know what? It doesn't. I'm supposed to fold the ends in. Okay, so we're gonna do the pants now. So with the pants, I'm gonna take the front, number 7, to the back, number 8. So let me move these extra out the way. These 1 and 2 out the way. And move my pockets and my stash out the way. And we're going to take our front and back pieces. So this is the front of the pants. And I'm just going to mark it with the edge with the little yellow, because otherwise I'm not going to remember which one is which. So this is the front. And this is the back. These are again wide leg wide leg pants. Hey, Shishi. How are you? Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. All right, so we are now going to be attaching our front to our back, right sides facing. So this is my front right side. I need to find my, here we go, front back side. So we are going to match up our notches, but we're going to be sewing the inner leg, which is the inside, kind of where the curve, this is the curved part up here. And then we're going to be sewing this part right here where my fingers are. So I am going to pin that first before I sew it. Shishi, what you been up to? Did you what have you been sewing lately? Do you have any of those the festivals, the cosplay festivals coming up? I always want to make sure I don't stick myself. Good, good. You said nothing. It's been 6 months? What? That's a long time for you. A long time. So my pants may be a little bit longer because I did add a couple of inches to them. So may not have been necessary because I'm short, but I did anyway because guess what? You can always cut the extra, but you cannot add it after the fact. So there's that. All right, so I'm about to stitch this inner stitch on this one leg and then I'm gonna do the other one. Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense, Shishi. That makes perfect sense. Well, I hope your house sells fast so you can get back to your business of sewing. But I know you miss it. So I'm doing 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. Why are you doing that? Rethread my thread again. For whatever reason, it's acting crazy. Why? dang. Really? It said we're not going to sew any of your stuff. Okay. Okay. Well, congratulations on that. Well, the best you got, the hardest part is over. You got a contract on it, so now it's just waiting for all of the, stuff to happen. So that's good. I'm glad to hear that. All right, let's try this again. All right, there we go. Now we're in business. I definitely have to put my machine in the shop. I definitely do. Just to get it nice and cleaned out. Refreshed. All right, one leg is down. So I'm gonna put this over here while we do the other leg. Again, right sides together. Excuse me. What time is it? I didn't even look at the clock. Okay, we're 2 hours in. Not bad considering all the things that we did with the top. I'm trying to think of how I can make a quick string really quick. So I can finish that top with the drawstring. All right. It's so crazy how close these pants are to, because I did not, like I said, I cut the front and the back, added a couple extra inches, but they just lined up so perfectly. I just knew they weren't going to line up, but they are. I'm picking stick pins off the floor because I left all my pins. Oh, actually, you know what? I got some right over there. Well, I left them in the living room when I was prepping. All right, 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. All right, we're moving. Yeah, I think that I'm gonna do a double fold for the strings. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Just a double fold and stitch. A really skinny one, which is gonna take a little bit of time. But I think that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so we have sewn the inner seam of both pants, and now it is telling us to stitch the cross seam, stitch again on 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. So I don't like when they put the pants together this way. Because we still have to do the pockets. Okay. All right, which one of these is the front and which one is the back? Okay, that's the here we go. Okay, here we go. So now we are going to be sewing together the crotch. So I'm sticking a pin right in the middle. Hey, Shamir. How are you? I had my coat up here. It's kind of wrinkled now, but this, when I tell you this thing is heavy, this thing is heavy. Like, when it's super cold outside, this is the coat. It's wrinkled, but you get the idea, right? See, I got the sleeves together without being twisted. Anyway, it's done picked up a ton of lint and it has picked up wrinkles. I reminded everybody that you and I are going to be finishing on Monday. That's the plan anyway. That is the plan. I don't know if I haven't, I'm going back and forth about whether I'm going to make it again with the other thinner fabric. I'm debating. If I do make it, I'm definitely making it. I'm going to downsize. Because even with the lining, it's still very big on me. And I think if I was taller, it probably would not make it much of a difference. But I'm short. I'm 5'2". And even though I'm 5'2", 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6 with my boots on. I don't know. Let me try it on with my boots. I might feel differently because I'm only going to be wearing it with them boots. Okay. All right, so let's see. This thing is matching up. I love it. Love how it's coming together so well. All right, now we are sewing this U, and then it's telling us to remove the excess seam allowance. It's actually telling us to right at the curve to do another stitch in the seam allowance, and then to cut the excess. So I'm doing 5/8 of an inch. 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. Wait till y'all see what's on me. Cannot wait. I feel like it's gonna look so good. And now I'm just going to do that little double stitch right at the curve in the seam allowance. And so this is that. And then we are going to be putting on the pockets. But just so y'all could get a little visual. I think this is right. So these are wide leg, by the way, and they're going to be scrunched at the waist. But this is what they're going to look like. Okay. So now we've done that. We are preparing our pockets. So the pockets are going on each side. Right side's facing. There we go. So we have 4 pocket pieces, and we're putting them in the right upper corner of each leg. So 1, 2, and then the other side 3, 4. Right sides facing each other, so the shiny fabrics are going to be facing each other. And it's going right in the corner. Yes. So that makes it so easy. You do have notches and stuff, but you don't really need them when it's right in the corner. Just match up those raw edges and stitch it right on down. But like I say, you do have notches to match up. So once I pin all 4 of these pockets on, I'm going to stitch them and then turn them, press them, and then I'm going to turn the pants inside out. We're going to sew up the pants and the pockets. Lala, you sewing anything? You working on any projects? All right. I'm really, you know what's so crazy? This is like one of those, I feel like this is going to be one of those situations where, and I say this all the time. Let me just show y'all this. I had to like really put my, oh, here it is. I had to really put my imaginary cap on. Because when you look at this does not look like something that you want to make. But just remember what this looks like right here. And then remember what it's going to look like when I try it on. Just remember. That's all I'm saying. Just remember. You cannot look, oh, this is what I say all the time. I didn't even say it, tell you. You cannot leave it up to the patterns to let you know the pictures on the patterns how it's going to look. Because, yeah, you just not. I'm sewing a Russian pattern. It is kind of funny. I have to figure it all out. Girl, I'm going to be praying for you. Because I can't even imagine doing an American pattern without instructions. So doing a Russian pattern is akin to doing an American pattern without instructions. I can't even imagine. So I'm be praying for you. Like, to me, that's a whole skill in itself. I say that all the time. When you can sew without instructions, you are gifted. You are gifted. Like, that's a skill. I'll be looking at these pieces like, I know some stuff. Like, I probably could figure out where the pockets go. That's it. That's it. After the pockets, I'll be like, yeah, I don't really know. Don't get me to line how it's supposed to fit together. I thought I would get better as I've been sewing for a while, but I realized no, I did not get that gift. It's a gift, and I don't have it. I don't have it at all. I don't have it. Oh, I know. Yes, Shamir is one of them. She is guilty as charged. She is guilty. Carmen too. They be sewing up a storm without the instructions. I would be lost. I'll be like, what? Where? Who? Look, Shamir, you know you be sewing without the instructions. She be just winging it. But it be coming out, so look. I'm jealous. I'll be looking at these pattern pieces like, it'd be like a puzzle. It'd be like a puzzle with no pictures on the front. You be just trying to figure it out. Even when I got the instructions, I still sometimes I'll be like, what? Say what? Okay. All right, I am just sewing on the pockets right now. So I'm on pocket number 3 of 4. Attaching them to the pants. And here's my last one. I'm gonna look up that pattern. What you said was 8313. McCall's 8313. How did you find a Russian pattern? Where you get that from? I can't wait to see. I hope you post it. I want to see what it looks like when you finish. I probably would have been cussing up a storm. Calling people. Like, what do I do? All right, so we're going to press these pockets. And we're going to do an understitch. All right. So we are pressing the pockets to the inside. And And we are going to be using steam. Alright, that's one down. Bottom. Oh shoot, I'm gonna knock my tonic water over. Make a whole mess. Right. She know. She know. Alright. So that's one. Okay, here's the other one. I only wish I could do it. Y'all wouldn't be able to tell me nothing if I could sew without instructions. Boy, I'd be making everything. Because I be seeing stuff that I want all the time. And I'm like, I be looking for a pattern, or I'll call Carmen and I say, hey, you know what pattern I could use to make this? But my skills improve if I got some instructions. But if I ain't got no instructions, you might be like, you sure you sew? You know how to sew? Because I be asking myself that sometimes, even with the damn instruction. I'll be like, what am I doing? Until I make something, then I'll be like, yeah. I know what I'm doing. Ain't nobody tell me nothing. All right, so we got all of our 4 pockets pressed to the inside. Pockets are pressed to the inside. Then it tells us to so that's the skirt. Let me go to the pants. Where we at? Let's see. Stitch 1 pocket. Did that. Well, they don't want us to understitch. Oh, they do. Okay. I'm like, stop playing. You know you want us to understitch. You know you do. You know you do. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So I'm just understitching. Okay. Why did it do it that way? Should do it like that. Stop. Okay, there we go. Okay. And understitching is really, I think, going to help these pockets lay flat. It's really going to help them lay down. All right, 1, 2. Here's my other side. Did I do this one? Yep, 1. 2. All right, here we go. See if that makes any difference. What time is it? Okay. We're not doing bad. All right, did that one. Okay, so where's the pocket that I didn't do? Did that one. Did I do that one? Did that one. I did that one. Oh no, this is the one I didn't do. All right, last pocket for understitching. All right, now we are going to put the pants together by turning them wrong sides facing out. Nope, wrong way. Okay, here we go. And we're going to literally stitch around these pockets and down the legs. Oh, you know what? Before, am I doing that before or after? Back at sides, leaving an opening between the large circles. Okay. Hey, Monica. Monica, you probably be sewing without the instructions too. Look, we only wish we could be sewing without instructions. We be in here like, so I know who I can't call when I'm like, what do these instructions mean? Okay. These pants is coming together really quickly, which is great. And we're doing 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. For the pants, and then I'm gonna do like 3/8 around the pocket. Part of me is like, maybe I should do 5/8 around the pocket. That way I can have the option to use my pinking shears. Where's some more of my needles at? You would think that I would pick these up off the floor, and I do when I clean up, but in between sewing, they just be on the floor. Where's my other? Oh, that's not needles. All right. So I've done this side. I'm gonna stitch this side up. Then we'll do the other side. Going around my pockets, 3/8 of an inch. Ooh. Almost sewed over my needle. That would have not been good. All right, and now it's time and then I'm using 5/8 of an inch for the pants seam allowance. You say you follow it exactly, no hacking. will do that. Once I make it once, or if it's something that I really feel comfortable with, oh yeah, I'm gonna hack it. But I definitely need my instructions. Okay, we are. All right, we have finished one side, pocket and all. Now we're gonna move on to the other side. See. Oh yeah, that looks so good. Look at that. The only thing I do worry about with these, with these pants is they might end up this whole outfit might end up looking like pajamas. And that's not my intention. And it don't have anything to do with the pattern. It's just this fabric. It's given pajamas. Okay. One side down, one side to go. One side down, one side to go. I'm telling you, that little 80-degree weather that we had yesterday, that little teaser, I was outside, okay? Like I ain't been outside before. I was like, come on, summer. I think because my summers be cut short, because once the bugs come, I do not go outside. So I'll be missing summer even more. Okay. We're almost done pinning. And once we start pinning, we're going to sew up this other side and then turn the thing right. Or no, actually, we might not be turning the right side out because we got to connect it. Connect it. All right. So with that in mind, let's get cracking. 3/8 of an inch for the pockets. You know what's so crazy? I remember when I first got this sewing machine, I used to have the thing turned all the way down to like the lowest speed. And now I be like, it's not going fast enough. So crazy. All right. I think we have fully attached our pocket. Yeah, there we go. Pocket is together. And now we're going to and we're doing 5/8 of an inch for the pant leg. All right. All right. So now we have sewed our pants together. Pockets are done. The next thing that we are going to do is we're going to pin our bodice to the pants. So are we turning? Okay, so they're saying wrong sides facing out. These pants, they look big, but it's because they're wide leg. They're not going to be looking as big once they're on. Okay, so here's our pants. And here is our top. And we are going to be pinning our pants to our top. So let me see. This is going to be the front. Well, let me see which one's the back. This is the back. So this is the front. Okay, so we'll match up these seams. That's so funny. Oh, there it is. I was like, where's the other instructions? Let me see. Is there anything here for me? No. Nope. Okay. So the main thing we're doing right now is we are attaching the bodice to the pants. Right sides facing. Is that right? No. Yes, this was right. Okay. Oh, I think I need to make this on the inside. But let me make sure I'm doing this right. Okay, this is the front. This is the back. And if I'm doing that, then I need to put this on the inside. Okay, there we go. I was like, I got disoriented for a minute. So I'm putting the shirt inside of the pants, and then I'm going to match up the seams to each other. There's also a casing that we're making when we sew these things together. So what is it telling us to do? 1/2 inch seam allowance. So I am literally just pinning the center. I pin the sides, the center, and then I fill in. All right, and then same thing with the front. Have to make sure that, and they don't even show us really this, do they? Oh, they do. So I skipped some steps. Let me see. What did I skip? On the outside, lap the right bodice over the left, matching the center's notches based. Okay, I didn't do that part. So they want us to basically make the shirt already cross and baste it at the bottom. But what we are going to do is we're going to cross them over. And we're going to cross them over right inside as we put them together. Again, this is all kind of oversized anyway, because of the elastic is going to help cinch it to where we want it to be. All right, so that's the one. And then here is the other one. So we literally going to just do the same thing. Pin it. You're pinning this right over top. And I'm going to do like a little double check before I sew it all the way around. just to make sure we are good. What time is it? Okay, that's not bad. All right, so the shirt is inside of the pants, but it is pinned in there. And let me just show you this picture so you have a little bit. So basically this right here is turned upside down like this, and it's sitting inside the pants. Right side's facing. So once I stitch it together, then turn it inside out, all of it will be on the right side. But first things first, we are going to stitch around this perimeter 1/2 inch, and then we're going to stitch again. Is it 1/4 of an inch? Let me see, what do they want us to do? Oh no, they want us to stitch 3/4, which is 6/8, and then stitch again 1/2 inch from that to create the casing. So that's what we're gonna do. All right. So here we go. 6/8 and then 1/2. Again, making sure all of your raw edges are lined up, because they can easily become misaligned when you are sewing. And you have so many layers. So that's the other reason why you want to take your time. Make sure those raw edges stay aligned. Also be careful around the pockets. I'm actually sewing all the way up to the pocket and then back stitching and then going on the other side of the pocket. I'm going to sew the pocket down separately just because I think it's easier. We are well on our way. I'm put this elastic in. Well, I'm gonna create the casing and then we're gonna put the elastic in. I think we're gonna be straight. right. I'm going right up to this part. And I'm back. Oh, I think that's it. I think we have done it all. All right, so now I went all the way around once, and now I'm going to go around again to create the casing. And again, that is the 1/2 inch mark. So I'm going to leave open, let me see, I'm going to leave open that section. Let me just put a pin. I'm going to put a pin in here to remind myself to leave this open so I can put my elastic in. We're almost there. Almost to the end. The only thing I will have to do, which I think I'm going to do when we get off, is I'm going to have to hem the legs. I'm going to hem the legs, and I think I'm going to create the strings for the sleeves. I think I'm gonna do it off because we already been on for 3. And then add the bias tape. So not much left to do, but I think you'll be able to get a real feel. Stop because where's my beginning stitch? Right there. Okay. All right, and I am just going around my waist. Okay, here we go, here we go, here we go. Yeah, I want to make sure I can get that over. All right, now we're getting ready to put this elastic in. We're getting down to the wire. All right, here's my opening. Right, is this my opening? Nope, must be over here. Oh, here we go. I'm like, where's my opening? All right, here we go. So now I'm just squeezing this through, which it is fairly easy to do because the casing is pretty big. So if I don't end up pinking this top part, then I'm gonna serge it. Oops, see, this one is made that a little bit too small. Struggling to get through there. Really? Okay, there we go. So this is always the hard part when you get to the seams. Come on now. Don't give me a hard time. Just go through. So I'm going to loosen this so I can get this through. Come on, come on, come on. Why did I make it so small right there when I didn't need to? All right, there we go. Just let me pin this because that's the last thing we want is do all that work to get it through and then lose the end. All right, there we go. All right, so now we back to the regular big casing. And I'm also going to do a double check to make sure that it is enclosed fully. Okay, good. This is looking so good. Once I get this strip through here, I'm going to try it on. You won't be able to, I'm going to pin the arms just so you could get a feel for what it might look like once I put the strings in. But all right, we're about to come up to another, oh no, that's the, No. Why? I knew that was going to happen. Mm-mm-mm. Yep, guess what we get ready to do? We are getting ready to so we're getting ready to put a little slit in here rather than take this thing all the way back out. All right, there we go. All right, now we're right at another seam. This one, it looks like I made it a lot bigger, so we should not have the same problem that we had with the first one, but okay, here we go. All right, we almost there. All right. So now that I have pretty much put this through, I'm going to attach the elastic, both ends together. So I'm disconnecting these. Pulling this through a little bit more. And then I'm going to attach these by just laying them over top of each other so it's flat. And then it will be together. Now, I'm not going to sew up this end until I try it on and I like the fit and all those things. So I usually leave my casing open until after I've like worn it, really. And that's when I usually close my casing. Once I figure out like, yes, I'm happy with this fit, I've worn it, then I close my casing. All right, so I'm just going to put in a couple of stitches. Oh, that didn't even sew it. Oh, it did a little. Oh, no, it didn't. And put a second stitch in here. Let me just do a third one. All right, let's turn this right side out. I still have to stitch my pockets down, but again, I'll do that once I make sure the casing is all good and everything is fitting. Okay, so this is it. Not pressed, not ironed, but I'm going to, I'm going to put a safety pin in here just so you could kind of get a feel for what this might look like. I need a big safety pin. I don't have any big. Oh, here's a big one. So let me put this in. I'll put the safety pin in, then I'm going to try it on. So you can get a feel for what it might look like. Let's see. Maybe not. My safety pin is not liking all these layers. Maybe I try it over here. Okay, there we go. You know what, let me just do this. All right, so I'm safety pinning one shoulder up so you could just get a feel for what it might look like once the drawstrings are in. It's not going to be the real look, but you get an idea. Let me see if I can pin this one a little bit. I don't have any more big safety pins, so I don't think I can do it. Let me see. Let me see if I can. This one might be able to. Okay, this is home. Again, this is not going to be perfect, but it should give you some idea. All right, I'm going to go put it on. All right, hold on, let me do this side. Come on. All right, there we go. All right, let me go try this on, and then you all should be able to see, get a feel for what it's going to look like. All right. Here it is. This is going to be the best that you can kind of see how it's going to look. Let me put this table down. You can see it. So the other thing I forgot, which I'll do offline, is it does come with a belt, um, which I also think is probably necessary, or at least I think I would wear the belt. Um, so I did add the 2 inches to the feet, which you can't see, but it takes the pants all the way down to the floor. So if I wear heels, it's going to go like right to the bottom of my heels. This is going to be, once I fix this, that'll be like that with the 2 straps hanging down. And then again, like I said, it has a belt, so that'll cinch the waist a little bit more. I'll probably make the elasticus a little bit tighter so it can, have that more cinched look. But it's got the pockets. This is the back of it, which I like it. I mean, I think it looks really good. I actually would wear it without the belt, but I'm eager to see what the belt is going to look like once I make the belt. But I think it'll cinch the waist a little bit more, which will give me like what I want. But just imagine this being kind of, scrunched together like that, and then 2 little pieces hanging down on each side. So I definitely like it, with some heels, you know. Um, yeah, I like it. I definitely like it. What I will say is because there is no zipper, so the way you're getting into this is stepping in and then putting it over. I cut a size 14. I definitely feel like I probably could have went to a size 12 for the pants, but well, maybe, I don't know. But the top definitely need to be a 14 because I need that, I need that ability to be able to step. Like right now, I can step in and pull it up, put my one arm in, and then put the other arm in. And it's a little tight, not tight. It's just right. So if I would have went to a size, I can't go down to a size 12 for the top. But the bottom, I definitely feel like I could have went to the size 12. But with the belt, it's going to cinch this in. Or once I make the elastic a little bit more tighter, it'll cinch it in. What I do wish is that it had a little bit more kind of hang. Well, I don't know. I was gonna say I wish it had a little bit more hang in the front, but I don't have the belt on, and I feel like the belt is what you need to kind of like. I like the way this back is like that. It's like loose in the back, where it's got a little bit of hang to it, but it's still a little bit fitted. Does you know what I'm saying? Like it's got a little bit of fit to it, but it's got the hang. I feel like the top doesn't have that. What is that? Let me see. Yeah, I feel like the top doesn't have that hang as much. Now, part of it could be, because I'm kind of fixing it a little bit, but yeah, I like it. I think it looks really cute, and I think that once I see what it looks like with the belt, I'll decide whether I'm wearing the belt or not. But I love the pockets. Yeah, I definitely do. I definitely like it. I feel like maybe even this could be. Yeah, I can't wear it off my shoulders because it doesn't have that looseness to it. But I definitely, oh, you know what? The other thing I think I should have done is, and I might do this, I might move this. I might actually move this over some. Because I think once I move this over, I have it right now fully across. But I think if I move it over a little bit, it'll allow this to kind of loosen up a little bit more and give me that look. But other than that, I really like it. I think it looks really good. It gives you the cover, so if you like to be fully, you don't want no cleavage showing, it's going to give you that. If you want a little bit, you can definitely move this so that this end comes like right here and this end comes like right there. Then you have like a little bit more open. But yeah, this is how it would look. And it's like I said, I added 2 inches to the pants, and you can't see them, but they do go all the way down. So it's be perfect if I have more heels. But yeah, this is cute. I really like it. I like it a lot. Turned out really good. So I'm gonna, fix it up, and then I'll post some pictures once I do all the pieces. I'd be lying if I told you I'm gonna do it tonight. No. I don't know. Because I'm not wearing this tomorrow because it's spring and it's not spring yet. But maybe next weekend I'll do it. Next weekend, maybe next Saturday. So, but anyway, 3 hours, 42 minutes. We made it. Thank y'all for hanging in there. I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all like it enough to maybe try to make it. It is not available on simplicity.com anymore, but you can get, it's a ton of them on Etsy, all the sizes. Yeah, so I hope you all make it. I hope you like it. It's definitely a cute little spring, you know, something where you can go out to brunch or you can go to dinner or whatever. And despite it taking me almost 4 hours to make, I do think you can make it in less time. So anyway, I will see y'all on Monday. Shamira and I will be here to finish up our Elon coat. I'm gonna have it all pressed out again so you can really see it, how it's gonna look on me. And then I just gotta close up the bottom. Just gotta close up the bottom. So we're gonna be doing that on Monday, and then I'll be back the following Friday. And I don't know what I'm sewing, but it's gonna be something for spring. So if the weather's good, I might be wearing it the next day. Y'all know that's my motivation. Wearing my clothes the very next day I make it. So anyway, happy Friday. I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend, and I hope I see y'all on Monday. Good evening, good night, and thank y'all. Thank you, Lala. Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you, Tydree. Thank you, Diane. Yes, thank y'all. Thank y'all for hanging in there. I really appreciate it that y'all have hung in there, and I'll see y'all on Monday. All right, bye. Bye, 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 bye.
Let's get social. Come and sew with me. Let's get social.